welcome back. We're going into a very important subject. It's a very simple subject, and it's lesson number 9, which is part of focus right here. And focus means, what is it that you're good at? Like, find your genius. What is it that you really want to do with your life? And like I want to be really clear on it, just because I don't like mutual funds doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest in them, because there's some people that win at them. But generally, mutual funds are designed for people who don't want to lose. And so they lose. Okay? And I'll be very clear on something, because the question was asked during the break, is that I play to win. I also cooperate extremely well. But I cooperate with guys on my team and women on my team. Do they want to win? I don't hang out with losers. It doesn't mean I'm not cooperative, I'm not like this, but when I played football, when I played rugby, when I rowed, I captained all 3 teams. I only wanted people on my team that played to win. Doesn't mean we always won. But I didn't want somebody on my team who shows up drunk or doesn't go to practice. Does that make sense? Yeah. The same as these 10 sessions long here, I'm sure by now some of you find people are quitting because they just don't want to play to win. And there's nothing right or wrong with it. As I've said before, is that democracy is about equality. Democrats. They try and be equality, but you realize Democrats were the guys that owned slaves. That's history. Those are the facts. So the Democrats talked about equality, but they really seceded from the Union to fight for the right for slavery. And capitalists, i.e. Republicans, are for inequality. And America was formed on those 2 bases. You had the right to take care of as many people as possible, but also for the right to be in equality. I didn't have to listen to the Queen. I don't care if it's, what's his name, Prince Harry or Prince George and all that. The Brits do. They really worship the kings and queens, right? So one of the definitions of intelligence is knowing when to be left and when to be right, when to be democratic, when to be a capitalist, when to cooperate, when to compete. And the reality of intelligence is, can you do both simultaneously? Can you compete and be cooperative? But you need to make the distinction on who's on your team. You see, I don't really believe in the government taking care of people. I don't believe in people should be given money not to work. I don't believe in that. But I still pay my taxes because there's people in our government who believe that I should do it. And I really think it's funny that Democrats pretend to be for the people, but they're really for the rich, like anybody else. It doesn't make a difference if Democrats or Republicans win. It's the guys who have the money who make the rules. It's called the golden rule. He who has the cash makes the rules. And that's life. That's all over the world. I don't care where you live. So these people who want to hold hands, sing kumbaya, and have losers on your team, that's your choice. It is not my choice. Is that clear, everybody here? Yes. But I still make Rich Dad's education available to everybody for free if you want to win. If you want to play not to lose, Rich Dad Company is not that company. Guys got that here? Hello? Yes. So, be crystal clear on that. So, the other excuse I hear a lot of times people say, they say, I don't have enough money, and you can tell it's not how much money you have, it's how well you spend your money, how well you spend your time that makes you rich. The other thing people say is, I'm not smart enough. So when you look at E, S, B, and I, my rich dad pointed out to me that these guys are the smart students. S stands for smart. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, consultants, specialists in some field, really smart. These are your A students. These are your B students. And these are your C and D students here. And the rule of thumb is the A students always work for the C and D students. Look at it. Okay? That's the way it is. And then the E students work for the government. And so that's the whole thing right here. So the question is, what do you want to be in all this? On this side, there is very little democracy. On this side, it's either you win or you lose. Over here, there is democracy. Am I making some kind of sense here? There's a little bit more fair on this side. Other side, on this side here, guess which side is more competitive? This side. Yeah. These guys, they operate on their own, and they're trying to beat the other accountants and the attorneys. These guys are trying to beat out their fellow employees, climb the corporate ladder. So this is competitive. This side is cooperative. And what I say, business and investing are team sports. I don't have to be the smartest person, but I have to have smart people around me. Does that make sense? Yes. And the key is, can these people cooperate? I have not met too many accountants and attorneys that know how to cooperate. because they want to do it on their own. That's my experience. I've not met too many accountants and attorneys that can start a company and build one. You know, they can run one after it's built, but then not generally, they're not good at entrepreneurship. They can build small practices and not businesses. You know, accounting practice, a legal practice. They're very different people. These guys are school smarts. These guys are street smarts. And it's very, very different. That make sense, guys, here? So when somebody says they're not very smart, generally they're thinking from this side, where you have to be the smart with a good employee, or the smart doctor with a smart lawyer. On this side, you can be a complete moron and still win. I am living proof of that. What I'm very good at is finding and looking at people who are on my team. Does that make sense, guys, here? Yes. I want the smartest people around me. Okay? So the other big lesson I learned was in Vietnam is that, you know, the best lesson I learned as a pilot in Vietnam, the best lesson I learned is that there's no second place. Either you went home, or that guy, for me to go home, the other guy had to die. It was that simple. No second place. So what I learned on this side, there's no second place. I play to win. It is inherent. Marine Corps trained that into me. Military school trained that into me. We play to win. I come out over here, and these guys here are wimps, a lot of them, playing not to lose, you know. What if somebody says this, you know? I said, and I was out there killing good people to protect these yo-yos here. I mean, it didn't make any sense to me. So I came back in '74 pretty disgusted. You know, don't do that because, you know, you might hurt somebody's feeling, or you know, my attorney might call your attorney and say, hey. It's a different world. School smarts, street smarts. So I learned more about business and life in the military, in combat, than I did at business school. That makes sense, guys, here? Yes. So when I play to win. So the question for you is this: if you're not playing to win, then why should you be on somebody's team? Right? It's, you know, like Joe Montana says, the true sign of a successful person in football is somebody who practices after practice. You know, I practice constantly. I am constantly practicing. I practice on this side. I don't practice climbing the corporate ladder. It doesn't interest me. I don't have a practice being the smartest guy, like an accountant or attorney. But I practice cooperative behavior, and I practice putting a team together that's going to win. And that's the difference. So this is my question to you guys here is this. We're now on focusing. It's focusing on you. You have 6 friends. Where are most of your 6 friends? Are the E's, S's, B's, or I's? I know who my friends are. They're all over here. They're not accountants and attorneys. They're all renegade, bootleggers, scoundrels, on the legal side. And I do believe in legal, ethical, and moral. You know, if I get somebody cheating on his wife, I don't want to do business with them. Because if they'll cheat on their wife, they'll cheat on me. It's real simple. I have very strict rules over here. But I put the best team together and play to win. So you don't have to be smart, but do you have the best team? It's the same as football. The smartest team doesn't win, the best team wins. Does that make sense? How hard do you hit out there? How well do you want to play? That's the real world right now. Are these people just school smarts looking for pay raises, or are they willing to take the market out? It's a spirit. It's called spiritual basis. So take a moment right now, and you at home, make a list of who your 6 friends are. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they E's, S's, B's, or I's? Most of my time is over here. You know, very little is over here. So please, at your home right now, make a list of the people you spend the most time with. If it's co-workers, put it down there. If it's, you know, your brother-in-law who's on welfare, put that down there. You know, because you are your friend. Birds of a feather flock together. So now we're focusing a little more, a little tougher questions. This may be some of the toughest questions. You hang out with losers because you feel sorry for them, that makes you a loser. The best thing I've ever had, the reason I like coaching so much, is I get my butt kicked from my coach. I go to the gym and I haven't worked out hard enough, they kick my butt. Most people would rather, oh, he's so mean, I think I'll have some more Cheetos and some Diet Coke, you know. And they wonder why their gut's hanging out, nobody wants them on the team, they're not studying, they're not learning. But how come you don't cut me on that deal? Because you're a loser. We don't want you on our team. You add nothing to the pot. Am I making sense, you guys, here? So Now in the focusing part, write down the 6 people you spend the most time with it, because that's like looking in the mirror. Does that make sense here? My wife, what is she? ESB or I? BI. Hardcore. You know, Ken McElroy, it's been, he and I go Las Vegas together and all that. While other people at the gambling tables, Kenny and I are looking at real estate. We spend our time and our money looking for deals, not looking for, I play blackjack and stuff like that, but I don't play seriously at it. But I don't waste my time at the blackjack table. Make sense, you guys here? Because as for losers, I'm looking for a deal. I found great deals in Las Vegas. Market's going bad. Market's coming down. Now's the time the professional comes back in. So be honest with yourself right now. Who are the 6 people you spend most time with?